Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure, where last time we entered the wetlands south of Crossbell because we suspect Lynn and Aeolia are here somewhere because we tracked the enigmas here. So, and what we found first was a lot of pleroma grass. Oh, and we have the combo meter. What's it called in this game? The barn to the right up there. Surprise lunchbox. This wasn't very cashmere of you. Kirin? An ancient species of sacred beast. It wields potent spiritual attacks and can absorb energy. Porcelain cocoon. You probably explode, right? Porcelain cocoon, shaped by the powers of another world, has the ability to reflect physical attacks. Probably not. If these things have the ability to reflect physical attacks, then... Ebony boots. You open the chest. Inside is a tiny pom. It would wave, but it has no arms. EP Judge 2. 29 of 61. Her mind was wandering, as it had been ever since she arrived. Like a thick sheet of ice masking a rushing current, her stone-faced exterior had been fighting to quell the warm fluttering within. Albatron, a landbird native to Crossbell, intimidates foes with high-pitched shrieks. Didn't read that last time. Ow. It's Mayan. Mad Bloom, a large otherworldly flower. The gas it spews distorts the space around it. Theo's Ether Buster has been upgraded to Ether Buster 2. Okay. New S-Craft, or upgraded S-Craft rather. Sepith? If monsters like to eat Sepith, and I was full of Sepith, does that make me a... Oh no. Aeolia? It's Aeolia. Yeah, but what is that ivy around her? It isn't pleroma grass, if that's any consolation. They look nothing alike. We can discuss it later. She needs our help. Easy there. Finally coming around, huh? Thank goodness. Where am I? Is that you, Theo, my angel? Am I in heaven? Not in the slightest. If your sense of humor is still intact, then I take it everything else is too? More or less. Though I still feel so weak, I can hardly even stand. Was Michel the one who asked you to come for me? Yes, actually. You see, LoH and the others briefly explained the details of their search and rescue mission. So that's what happened. Lynn and I were following a lead on the cryptids and those blue plants when we arrived in the wetlands. But in the middle of our investigation, we ran into the fight of our lives. Fight of your lives? It was a cryptid, I'm guessing? No, a human, I think. I can only assume it was someone from Ouroboros. Could it have been one of the two we heard about at the doll studio? She was accompanied by 3 girls, each dressed like a knight from the Middle Ages, and just as skilled. It took all our strength to defend ourselves. A trio of female knights. It's them. I ended up separated from Lynn in the heat of battle. Then I was restrained by a boy who called himself the Fool. That was when I ended up trapped in that ivy. I wasn't able to move a muscle. Yet you're all strung up and tight? Damn, this guy's more of a freak than I thought. Keep your mind out of the gutter, Randolph. Thanks, Aeolia. That fills in some gaps for us. We're going to venture further and see if we can locate Lynn too. Stay here. We have someone on standby who can retrieve you. Thank you. I mean it. Please, take care of Lynn. She tends to bite off more than she can chew whenever she's faced with a challenging opponent. Of course, you can rest easy. There isn't any time to waste. We need to get going. The member currently on standby was called over and informed of the situation. Lynn tends to bite off more than she can chew whenever she gets faced with a challenging opponent. If she gets herself into a serious fight against those knights, I don't see her coming out unscathed. I'm begging you, you have to find her, please! Who could have guessed the society was wrapped up in this mess? But why would they be in a place like this? What end is all their scheming in Crossbell even for? T-Ral Bomb. Oh yeah, well, I wanted you to take that, so there. The map looks awkward, like you're supposed to be able to go there, but not really? Huh. Quartz fragment. Inside the treasure chest was absolutely nothing. Nothing after nothing came bursting forth. Yeah. Okay, this is a guarded chest. Myth. Time. Ow. Evade free. I used to be a normal chest, when some blue-haired lab coat wearing jerk stored wet pulls inside of me. Okay. So you demonized. Rush emblem. 30 of 61. But she could not. No more of this. To hell with being a wife. Screw it. She couldn't take another minute. The moment she knew their next business trip was taking them to both, she made plans to run. Canon Master Quartz upgraded. LoH's Rising Sun has been upgraded. Theo reached level 72. The chest you have opened is not in service. Please leave a message after the cluck. Great. Oh, come on, Randy. Ellie and Vasi reached level 72. There she is. Lynn, are you alright? Her life doesn't appear to be in any immediate danger. She most likely collapsed from exhaustion. Move aside. I'll attempt to resuscitate her. You can do that? Oh. Rise! Did I pass out? How long has it been? Lynn, do you remember what happened to you? Yeah. Oh, in a way, I wish I didn't. Wait, where's Aeolia? Is she safe? Don't worry, we already found her. Lynn and the others explained the events that happened up until now to Lynn. I see. Sorry for the trouble, guys. And thank you. Still, I guess I have a long way to go as a martial artist, huh? I've never experienced anything like that. I felt like an ant trying to chop down an oak tree. You mean against those knights? No, not all of them. The three subordinates were strong, sure, but the fourth, their leader, there was no comparison. She's a totally separate class of her own. I don't think even Arius could match up to her. What? You're shitting me. How's that even possible? Could she have been the angriest Jörg told us about? A formidable warrior known as the Steel Maiden. That sounds like her, alright. There was also a boy calling himself the Fool, and an older man wearing a lab coat. Even with Zhang Shou with you, I don't see you standing a chance. Do you get what I'm telling you? I do, but... I'm Yin, an assassin without peer. There's no opponent alive whom I cannot conquer. If you're daunted by what lies ahead, I would prefer to end our cooperation here and now. Hold on a second. Aren't you getting a little ahead of yourself? You can't possibly go at this alone. For now, we should call Noelle and have her come pick up Lynn too. Are you sure you don't need reinforcements? It doesn't sound like you're dealing with a typical adversary here. It's alright. We're only planning to scope ahead and figure out what we're doing here for now. What he said. We'll try our damnedest to stay out of a Steel Maiden's lady's path. We can't afford to do otherwise. That would probably be for the best. We recognize her right away. The bulky armor and flowing cape are hard to miss. You said Arius and the others are on their way, right? Don't do anything rash before they get here. Understood. Roger. Let's get moving. The Steel Maiden Master Jörg warned us about is here, and it sounds like he was right about how strong she is. I think Arius and the others should be arriving soon at least. We've already accomplished what we set out to do, so try not to overexert yourself, okay? Oh, I'm so relieved Lynn is okay. Luckily for her, it seems those people from our boss weren't intent on finishing us off. But the question still remains, what are we trying to achieve here in the first place? The Fool and those knights are enough bad news on their own. But the woman with a creepy helm, she's in a different league than them. I tell it to you straight, even having that Zhang Shou might not give you the upper hand. Don't underestimate her. We shall see about that. If you have time for baseless assumptions, then you have time for resting and healing. Voicebreaker. 31 of 61. And the more she thought about it, the more of that warm fluttering seemed to spread from her chest to her arms, to her legs, to her cheeks. She was ready to burst. She couldn't wait to see her. 72 for Wendy. Priest dress. Click. Yep, this one's going in my Hinge compilation. Please save us from this treasure chest messages. We are also out of ideas. Table bomb. If trades to Azure is so good, where's trades to Bizure? No. Just no. Monster appeared. Defense 3. Lloyd's Brave Smash is just a bump system on fire. Change my mind. This is from the old East games, right? Okay. Celestial Bomb EX. 32 of 61. The last thing to do was to place the book she'd been rereading, an inspiring work that reminded her of an old friend she had not seen for a year, in her bag. And with that, she was ready to leave her life for good. So, save point. So this probably means next is the boss room. And with that, I end this episode here. Until next time then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.